What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with some more fantasy football content. Today, I am breaking down my Week 10 waiver wire video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Post a ton of fantasy content, waiver wires, weekly rankings, buy low, sell highs. And if you put a comment down in the comment section down below, any kind of fantasy request, start sit, trade advice, anything you guys need for fantasy football, I got you guys. I will respond to every single comment. So you guys have your fantasy resource there. It gives you an edge. You're going to bring home that title this year if you hit that subscribe button. It's that simple. Likes and comments appreciated as well. Helps out the channel, but let's dive into it. My top ad would be Justin Herbert. He's balled these last few weeks, as you can see. 280 and 2 basically the last 2 weeks. The week before that, 350. The pass attempts have jumped up dramatically. That's what you like to see. He's a top 10 quarterback probably for me rest of season now that he's throwing the ball. If Sam Darnold's out there in your league, though, I'd definitely be adding him. Keep in mind for that knee injury, but those are some names to look at. Daniel Jones against Carolina, you can probably play him. He's risky business probably most weeks outside of that. Trevor Lawrence really just got there in the 2 rushing touchdowns this week. Drake May, I do think is probably worth a stash because of how much he uses his legs, but I would probably be looking for Justin Herbert ideally and then Sam Darnold. Or, a Daniel Jones in a spot start this week is probably the way I'm ordering those QBs. Aaron Rodgers is another name I'd add if he's out there. Bo Nix probably already owned, but some other names to throw out there. When it comes to the running back position, just make sure like Jalen Warren's on rosters, Tyler Algier is on rosters, Isaac Garendo could potentially be fantasy relevant this week with Jordan Mason's injury and a Christian McCaffrey. I think there's definitely a chance he doesn't come back and get a lion's share of the workload. That's actually what I would project. So Isaac Garendo, I think, could still be flex worthy even Christian McCaffrey plays this week, and if he doesn't, obviously he offers even more upside. The name I was going to throw out there though is Ray Davis. He needs to be owned. Ray Davis, he didn't get a ton of work this last week, 6 touches, but he's able to turn that into 6 points. Just shows how good he's been, and I think he might get more and more work. And if anything happens to James Cook, he's an absolute smash play. Those are probably my top ads at the running back position. It's kind of devoid of talent this week, and just like not many guys went down, which is a good thing for fantasy managers. Justice Hill is always a guy that if you're desperate, you can throw in your flex. But moving on to the wide receiver position, I would say my number one guy is Quintin Johnston. He caught 4 or 5 targets for 118 yards and 2 touchdowns this last week. I do think Xavier Legette is worth owning. He's another guy. He's gotten about 6 or 7 targets these last 2 weeks. I think it was 6. Yep, 6 and 7, 30 yards basically, and a touchdown. But that target volume may go up. Jalen Coker, another name to keep an eye out on there for. I do think Demario Douglas is worth an ad. He gets a decent amount of targets every week. 9 targets this last week. Only turned that into 35 yards. That's a tough matchup, though, against Tennessee. And Drake May has looked good, like I said. So there's worse dart throws out there to me than Demario Douglas. Jerry Jeudy, if he's out there on waivers, I would definitely add him. He's had like 70 yards each of the last 2 games, getting consistently targeted by Jameis Winston. Jalen McMillan, if he's out there in your leagues, I'd definitely be adding Jalen McMillan. We have seen Baker look really good these last few weeks, even without their weapons. I think it's a tough Kansas City Chiefs defense last night. They were able to take them to overtime. Extremely impressive performance by him and that offense, what they've been able to accomplish with their top pass catchers down. So I do think Jalen McMillan is even worthy of an ad moving forward. And then moving on to the tight end position, Mike Gesicki is probably my top ad of the week. I will throw out Taysom Hill's another guy I would be adding. He usually balls against Atlanta, but I think you could play either of these guys and have some confidence in the chance of them scoring a touchdown. And Mike Gesicki, I think you can play him even if T. Higgins plays. Eric All, their tight end, tore his ACL. He's out for the year. And Mike Gesicki was already having some big weeks when T. Higgins was out, but now that other tight end, Eric All, is out, I think you can play Mike Gesicki basically every week moving forward and have some confidence in him. He's not necessarily a smash play, but people are desperate at the tight end position. I think Mike Gesicki is something to start. Johnny Smith's another option out there. I think you can play him on a weekly basis moving forward with the targets. I just don't think he has the same upside that Mike Gesicki has or Taysom Hill. But like I said, people are desperate at the tight end position. I do think he is a solid start. And moving on to defenses, I do love the Eagles' defense against Dallas. They have a good defense. Dallas is struggling. Didn't really need to click on them, but we did. Giants' defense would probably be my top ad against Carolina. I would go Eagles over Dallas now with the injuries to them. Bears defense against New England's also a good play, but I would go Giants, I think, over the Bears this week. But I stashed the Giants a week early in one of my leagues. That's how much I believe in them. Carolina matchup. I think they've got a solid defense. Obviously, Eagles defense, though, with the injuries to Dallas, and then the Bears against New England. Even Broncos against Kansas City, I don't think it's a crazy play just because the Broncos have been dominant on defense this year, and Kansas City has not been what they once were, although I do think DeAndre Hopkins certainly raises the floor for them moving forward. Alright, that's going to conclude this video. Thank you guys for watching this in Fantasy Joe. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and like I said, guys, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below, and I will respond as always. Thank you guys for watching.